When I was growing up, my parents were superheroes to me. My mom, because she worked her way up the corporate ladder in a male-dominated field. And my father, because he actually ran in and out of burning buildings for a living. While I admired my mom's tenacity and my father's courage, there was one thing I didn't like about their chosen careers. They worked a lot of hours. My mom tended to work about 60 to 70 hours a week because she was in the retail business. And if you've ever worked in that space, you know it is late nights and just about every weekend. And then as a firefighter, you work 24-hour shifts. And because my father was ambitious, he didn't just want to sit around when he wasn't at the fire department. Even though they had every other day off, he decided that he would get a part-time job. Now, as I watched my parents growing up, I told myself I would not repeat their mistake. I was going to be different. So here was my plan. I was going to go to college and get a degree. And this degree was going to entitle me to one of those cushy corporate jobs. You know, one of the ones that allows you to work from 8 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. And I was going to leave at 5 o'clock p.m. on the dot. So the good news is that I did graduate high school. I did get my degree from Virginia Tech, go Hokies, and I was able to get a job, which was really great news for my parents. The only problem was that sure enough, I found myself working 60 hours a week. Have you ever noticed that when you tell yourself that you are not going to do something that your parents do, you automatically become them when you grow up? It's like automatic, right? So I don't know if I will ever work 40 hours a week. I get it honest. My parents are ambitious. But what I want to strive for, what I want to do differently, is to have healthy ambition. Now you may ask, Coach Tam, what is healthy ambition? I believe that it is possible to strike a balance between doing what you need to do to achieve your God-given goals and dreams and take care of your health. Let me explain why this is so important to me now. About 11 years ago, I found myself 100 pounds overweight. And I went to the doctor's office for what I considered to be a routine physical. It turned out that that day was anything but routine. Instead, the doctor said words that I don't think I will ever forget. He said I was a disaster waiting to happen. Imagine your doctor telling you that. To this day, I don't remember everything that Dr. Miller told me. Yes, I still remember his name because he gave me the shock of my life. But when I got home, I processed what he was telling me, and I started to reflect. You see, the advantage that Dr. Miller had that you don't have is that he was also my mom's doctor. So he was very familiar with our family history. He knew that she had high blood pressure, and all 5 of her brothers and sisters also had high blood pressure. And he knew the story of my grandfather. His heart disease became so advanced that he ended up on a pacemaker. So he knew I was a disaster waiting to happen because I was repeating some of their same mistakes. The good news is that although my blood pressure was up 4, not 1, but 2 or 3 times, he gave me some time to get it together. He gave me a gift of time. And so I decided to make some changes. Even though I had been working at, you know how that is, losing weight for about 8 years, this time, all of a sudden, I had a lot of motivation to figure it out. And just 11 days ago, I celebrated my 11-year Slimmiversary. So I learned that it was important to be balanced with taking care of my health as well as my career. But the workaholic bug hasn't completely disappeared. I still have a tendency to work too much. My name is Coach Tam, and I am a workaholic. So what I needed to do was work on finding that balance. And that is something that we as entrepreneurs often struggle with. So I came up with 5 things to keep myself honest so that I could still be ambitious, but take care of myself at the same time. And I want to share those 5 things with you tonight. I've even developed a little acronym to help you remember what I share with you. And it is to stand in your power. So let's start with the first one, which is the P. And that one is to press pause. I don't know about you, but it's so tempting, isn't it, to wake up, pick up your phone, say that you're just going to look at one email, and then the next thing you know, 30 minutes has passed. Because as soon as you open your phone, what do? You start to reply. It's also really easy to get up, start your day, and look up at the clock, and it's 10 o'clock, and then it's 12 o'clock, and you never even took a break to eat, much less to breathe. So pressing pause is about taking a break to do something for yourself. Taking time to get a healthy breakfast. Taking time to take a 10-minute walk. Believe it or not, studies show that just 10 minutes makes a huge difference. I've also found that when I get back to my desk after that break, I'm so much more focused and productive. Let's talk about the O. The O means to opt out. Carolina talked about delegating, and I found that that is really, really important. As a high achiever, we also have control issues. Can we admit it? Sometimes we want to keep everything within our little box because we want to make sure that it's done perfectly. And I've had to learn to make peace with things being 80% of what I would want instead of 100%. So I've had to learn to delegate. I've also had to learn to delete some things from my list. We can't be everywhere for everyone and do everything that we want to do. So we do have to prioritize. Sometimes we have to tell people no. W, work your window. I've discovered that there is a window of time that I have in the day when I am most focused and most productive. And if I do the most important things within that window, I don't have to work as long and as hard. So I want to challenge you to find your window. For me, that's early in the morning. I know that many people are not early risers, but that really works for me. So I do the most important things within that time. Then there is the E, enjoy and escape. When is the last time you have truly shut down from your business? I mean, no laptop, no phone. Never. And I will admit, this is the hardest one for me because even though I take vacations, there's that tendency to just check and see what's going on. And then the next thing you know, it's so easy to lose 30 minutes. So just a few weeks ago, I took a vacation, no laptop, no cell phone usage, just enjoyed it. And I can tell you, I felt so much better after taking that downtime. So here's what I want to challenge you to do, is I want you to decide in advance in Q1 of 2020 when you will give yourself an escape. And then last but not least, remember to recharge. Just like our cell phones, if we don't plug them up to a source, they die, right? The same is true for us. We must take time to get sleep. And I know some of you are thinking, what is that? But we do actually need sleep. And it's not just sleep, it's taking time for those relationships that recharge us, those things that we really enjoy doing, having some fun. All of those things help to reduce the stress in our lives, which allows us to better take care of our bodies. Now, I realize that I have been talking for a while, so if you don't remember anything that I say, and I just sounded like the teacher on Charlie Brown, you know, the wah, 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 wah. If that's how I've sounded for the last few minutes, I want to recap and give you something to take away. I want you to remember that if you don't choose to honor your body now, eventually you will have less choices in the future. Remember that you are the brains behind your business, so that when you take care of yourself, you're actually taking care of your business and your clients. So I hope you will join me, fellow workaholic, on my mission to accomplish healthy ambition. Thank you for coming. God bless.